Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the YouTube Editor's Perspective podcast.
Mike still sounds like crap.
This will be the last week, though, because I'm still sleeping on a couch.
And not surrounded by big, burly black people.
Not yet, anyway.
So, yeah, we got the regulars, except DA is a few minutes out, I guess.
So instead of having...
Hold on, hey.
We replaced him.
Host does introductions, good sir.
Yeah, well, the host sounds like ass fat.
Damn.
That's your stomach. So anyway...
Hashtag shots fired.
Already a title contender. Lovely. Alright, so, yeah, we have Alex back.
I'm not dead, guys.
He was shot 9 times, but he still has made that record deal, so he's kind of low on cash.
It's all pissing me off. That's all right, though. The drug game is working for right now, so I'll be around a little bit.
The drugs and the hookers, right?
The drugs and hookers. Chlamydia itches. I just want to let everybody know that right now.
Yeah, but dude, sometimes you just gotta scratch that itch.
Look, I tried, but the back scratcher broke, and I'm not sure how that happened. So now I just going with Q-tips, and it's a very thorough and disgusting process.
Okay, actually, this is a horrible segue, but I just got reminded of something. So, okay, I'm not sure. I was watching the Heat Spurs game last night, which
that game. Well, I don't know if basketball in that game was intense. I hate it won though.
Yeah, I got pissed off. Spurs lost that game. The Heat didn't win that game. The Spurs lost that game. Yeah, anyways,
Spurs also got screwed over.
They did. A few of those calls were fucked.
It was
that was like a clean down. That was like a straight palm to the forehead.
Well, anyways, no, there was this commercial for this Beats product, like Beats by Dre, that looked like a dildo.
Yeah,
you're talking about the pill, right?
It was a cylinder-looking object.
The Beats pill.
Yeah, it looks like a dildo.
Yes, it does.
Beats are bad in the first place. They're terribly made and they break so easy.
It's like the Beats dildo by Dre, vibrations like you've never felt before. I said when we were watching it.
I'd buy it. No shame. No shame. To be like, hey, baby, I got that high-end shit. I got that high-end shit for you.
Women, too, which didn't help it.
Look,
it's just
sometimes you be in there, you need something to plug the hole up. Just don't worry about it. Don't think about it.
Sometimes you just gotta damn a bitch.
Yes.
Yeah, but so that was just the weird thing. So I have a few little things, no editing topics today. It's mostly just kind of random pop culture things. Gonna talk about Man of Steel a little bit, just because I've seen it, BG's seen it. I'm not sure who else has seen it. That's
Alex,
really all.
Awesome.
I never planned on seeing it.
And I'm the minority. It's just sitting there going, I enjoyed Fast and Furious 6.
You're a bad person for a multitude of reasons, that being one of them.
But first things first, so fresh news, I guess. About 5 or so hours ago, I think. The Xbox One is now the Xbox 180. That joke's been made 1,500 times on Twitter, but whatever. So Xbox is
current favorite joke of the year.
Yeah, so Xbox has completely reversed all of the policies that pissed people off.
That's because Sony held them down at E3 and raped them in the most brutal of fashions.
Yeah, so no 24-hour check-in, no use game DRM.
But you must check in the first time for that update, otherwise it is like that.
Well, I mean, that's...
I'm gonna stick with PS4.
No, they've come out and said that how it works is the consoles have already been made to be the way they currently are. What's happening is they're releasing a day one update to the system that's going to overwrite that software.
Okay. I mean, so that's going to be weird for people that don't connect to the internet.
Firmware. Yeah, it's going to change their firmware up. So you'll no longer need that. But only thing you really need is when you first turn on your console, you have to have an internet connection updated. Otherwise, it is that same console we've been hearing about since May.
Yeah, that's the big thing too, though, is it still requires an account. an online account.
Yep.
So that's the big thing. I mean, like that, like they, in all honesty, they needed to do this. They needed to do this in order to
without a
actually
doubt.
like live through this generation.
Well, yeah, it wasn't happening if they didn't do it.
But like I was telling Proceed earlier, there's still a bad taste in people's mouths. And they have to do a lot more scrubbing in order to actually fix that. Because like I was looking on IGN today, I was like looking at the comments in the article. It's just like the people are like, kudos to Microsoft for doing this, but my mind's already made up. I'm getting a PS4.
They
still
buried
not buying
themselves at
shit.
E3 by not fixing what's
Yeah,
bad.
that's it. Yeah, the damage has already been done, so they're in major damage control right now.
Oh yeah.
Dreamcast.
They're taking the right steps, though.
Yeah, they're taking the right steps, definitely.
They were
But
clumpy
Yeah,
first
I
and
love
foremost.
the fact that now Microsoft is giving everyone who has Xbox Live Gold free games per month. Like this month we get Fable 3, and next month we get a choice between either getting both or either Halo 3 or Assassin's Creed 2. And then
Yeah.
the next month we'll get 2 different games. And they're completely free. You download them from the on-demand
Not
section.
or you can get both, so it'd be and.
Yeah, but
Oh,
but
so you
still,
mean
like,
they're doing what PlayStation Plus has been doing since it came out?
Yep.
yeah.
yeah.
Well, looks like somebody's
Microsoft has been known to be a little not on the best creative side. They kind of follow what everyone else is doing and make it their own.
Yep.
Except they're
Yep,
giving
yep,
people
yep.
games they don't even fucking want.
Actually, something I actually got annoyed about too with the whole Xbox thing. Like someone, it might have been Rooster Teeth actually, on their latest podcast, they were talking about like the smart glass integration,
Yeah.
and they're like, I forget what it was, but like, oh man, you know, the touchpad stuff and like, you know, being able to get to your inventory quicker, that's freaking awesome. I'm like happy about that. I'm just sitting there, I'm like, the Wii U has been doing that for over a year now. What the hell? Like,
And meanwhile, they keep talking about how much they dislike the Wii U.
everyone, like the only
What about
person
the
on
Wii?
Rooster Teeth that likes the Wii U is Bernie.
Yep.
Bernie actually, like, he was tweeting about how he played like a whole bunch of the Nintendo demos and loved them. Oh, actually, speaking of that, I actually went to Best Buy on Saturday and participated in that. It was actually really cool.
What, the
Did you
Nintendo
get
thing?
pestered by any Microsoft employees?
No, I was hoping. I wanted to, just because if someone like an Xbox employee came up to me and said like, "Oh man, what are you doing? You should get an Xbox One." I was gonna be like, sorry, no, I don't want a shitty system, thank you." Like,
I just want fucking Phantom Pain. That's all I want in my
No,
life.
the better reaction is no, the NSA already knows enough about my history.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I played. They had too many people where I could only play one demo, so I of course picked Zelda out of the 4. They had Wind Waker, Mario 3D, Donkey Kong, and Mario Kart.
Ain't talking about that Ouija though. Ain't talking about that Ouija. Where that Ouija at?
Well,
Yeah, Ouija
I got a Ouija hat.
Yeah.
That was my swag. They had Luigi hats, a couple other little small things, and they had like a commemorative coin. But I wanted the hat. Yeah, I get the hat.
Quiet.
But like, I mean, I played Wind Waker. However, I watched like all the other games being played, and they all looked really solid.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the cool thing is, I mean, yeah, Nintendo was late in the HD game, but like seeing the characters in HD is pretty freaking cool. Like seeing Donkey Kong in HD with like all of his fur animated individually instead of just being, you know, a brown blob. It's pretty cool
Seems
looking.
legit. Seems legit.
And then Mario Kart looks solid as always. It's essentially like, let's take every Mario Kart and combine it into one game, which is cool. Donkey Kong looked pretty good. Mario looked good, and then Wind Waker, like just the game looks gorgeous. It looks better than some like pre-rendered 3D animation out there right now, just because of like the lighting in the game's awesome. Like they had 2 choices. You either had you ran around the beginning island or you faced the boss, and I saw a whole bunch of people fight the boss. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna run around the island, and they still had a whole bunch of items. So I was just looking down the controller. I'm like, oh, there's my bow. And you just, you know, tap the bow, drag it to a button. You got it on the button. I'm just like, yeah.
If we talking about pretty games, I need to play Final Fantasy 15 if they, you know, ever release that bullshit, because that was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Destiny.
Oh, that was the other.
Destiny was not as beautiful as 15. I'm sorry, it just was not. Did you see the same trailers I did? Because you know,
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I don't even think that game is real anymore. I think that they just keep showing us something to make us expect a good Final Fantasy sometime soon in the future, but I just don't see it coming.
No, see, I trust Nemetsu Nomura, or whatever his name is.
Tetsuya
Nomura.
Tetsuya Nomura. I trust him to make a good game because
13?
That doesn't count.
he was
13.
He was behind
13 2. Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy 13.
He didn't make 13.
Yes, he did.
You sure?
Yeah, he worked on all the Final Fantasies.
Apparently 13.3 Lightning Returns is supposed to have the same gameplay engine that Versus is 15, whatever it's called now, is running on.
15. Final Fantasy 15.
It's supposed to have that same engine. So if it plays like that, I have no problem playing that one out of all 3 of the 13 games. I'm pretty sure it'll give me some type of...
Okay, he did. Alright, yeah. Well, no, he was not a producer. He was a character designer.
I mean, at least they've been giving us constant trailers for that game over the past years. This is the first thing we've seen of Kingdom Hearts 3 since.
Like I'm saying, is like in a for the Final Fantasy games, he's been in a like creative director producer role. Those have been the good ones. Final Fantasy VII, Kingdom Hearts.
Final Fantasy VII was not good.
Shut up. Nobody cares about your opinion. Corner.
You don't think Kingdom Hearts is good either, so yeah, your opinion is invalidated at this point. So
I'm actually gonna give that a second chance, but no, on first play I did not like it.
Oh, you're buying 1.5? Good man. Good man.
But yeah, so like at the points he's been in like an actual creative role besides character designer, the games have been good. So I have high hopes for 15.
I'm just worried that...
As long as it's not as hyper linear and boring to play as 13, I'll be happy.
I mean, the combat looked amazing.
Oh, it did. Anything with teleporting swords that will spiral around and protect you like a shield has me interested.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts as well. But oh man, where the fuck is DA?
He's here right now.
Oh, what?
Oh,
I'm talking to him.
Oh, way to make that note.
Yeah, announce it.
Dude, I'm not up today.
Here, use this and I'll go get one.
He still feels hoarse on
this
his.
and this
hey,
is
Pony
work,
Boy.
so
How you doing? Hey, Pony Boy.
Alright,
Is your voice still pretty hoarse, bro?
Alright, so DA here.
Instant.
Oh yeah, I mean he's here.
Wait, first off, what did I miss?
So far,
you
you've
been
missed the fact that
talking about
Alex is
Xbox?
here.
Got it.
We've missed that John is here. We've talked about how Microsoft has pulled a 180 with its policies, and Alex has demanded Mike's mom's number. So yeah,
I still want that number.
Anyway, so
Mike, real quick. You got a sister though?
Alex, I will boot you.
You got a sister though?
He does. She married
Oh
though.
shit. I don't give no fuck.
She's married? Ah, jeez, Alex, she's just gonna play hard to get. Have fun.
I don't give no fuck. That makes it fun.
Anyways, fuck up. So DA here last weekend.
he got to play with his first My Little Pony.
Tragedy.
He was on his way to a pony convention
That's also a tragedy.
and had a flat tire.
Just horsing around, huh?
And yeah,
Third time you said that joke.
I don't care.
He just sounds so
Horse yelling it.
He just sounds so deflated and just like, why?
I'm just tired and sleepy, and I got the diarrhea. And
Yes.
Go-
He got
wait,
too much
wait.
information I know, but you know.
I can't.
but anyway, so DA had to work a farm. So we details, good sir.
I hate to disappoint you guys, but this story is not as good as you guys think it's gonna be. I have another story that's even better.
Go for both.
I stake my reputation on the greatness of the story.
All right, we want the mediocre story first, and then have it build up for the good story.
Absolutely. The mediocre story is just that. We got a flat tire. There was 4 of us. 2 of us stayed behind to work on the two of them stayed behind to work on the tire. They were like, okay, you two go up to that farm, see if you can see if they have a tire or at the very least a number to a tow truck company. And it was a really tall guy, a really tall white guy, and me. So I looked at him, he looked at me, and I say, this is a really bad idea. And they go, why? And I don't want to just say it, so I'm like, okay, I watch a lot of Investigation Discovery, which is a crime channel. This is about 85% of the home invasions right here.
Yes.
They're like, no, it's fine, go ahead. So we're like, all right. So we're walking up, and I say, I guarantee you, there are 4 people in that house. It's a super old lady, a super old man, a little kid, and a dog. And he says, no, it's not. That was just my assumption, because like I said, I watch a lot of Investigation Discovery, and that's all the home invasions. Knock on the door. We knock on the door. No, I missed the part. I said, okay. I told one of the guys, I said, okay, give me your phone and give me a water bottle. I want to be holding something so I don't appear to be a threat.
Yes.
So I'm just like, my hands aren't in the pockets. These are just clearly marked things.
It's a bomb!
So we knock on the door. It's about a 7-8-year-old boy. And I look at him, I said, that's 1. A dog barks, I said, that's 2. And we say, excuse me, is there someone older here? And he goes, Grandma. And I go, that's 3.
Yes.
An old man yells out, who is it? And I go, that's 4.
Yes.
Yell that out.
Yeah, I was about to say, because that sounds like a home invasion.
It does. Just count out.
Check 1, check 2, check 3, check 4. Pistols out.
We going in gas blazing. We got this.
So this super old dude
ride out on a pony.
He comes shuffling up. He's clearly just a haggard. This man has worked all of his life. He is a no nonsense gentleman. He's like, what do you want?
Hodor.
We're like, oh, this isn't gonna be easy.
Hodor.
So I go to the dude. I'm like, okay, you be the diplomat. I'll stand back here with my water bottle and my phone. And he explains the situation. And he's like, yeah, we got a tire. How much do you want? How much do you want? How much you want to buy it for? And he was like, how much are you selling it for? He was like, $200.
Wow.
So the old lady comes up and she like,
side handled.
So the old lady comes up and she shuffles up. She's like, oh, Henry, don't be like that. Just give the nice boys a tire. He's like, oh, no, you're going to have to work for it. So
where's the cotton field?
So he looks at me and says, you look better for field work. You come with me.
Yes! Dear, almost died.
I don't immediately want to go there. So I'm like, I'm a little bit bigger than this guy, so maybe that's it. And I'm like, I know what you're saying, and we all know it.
No.
So I go on the field, and the other guy does just general housework, dishes and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
First thing I do is milking the cows. He takes me out to this barn. He essentially just says, milk the cows. There's 3 of them. And I go, how do you pull the udder? It'll work. But fill them up. He says, I'll be back in 10 minutes. I pull one. It somehow splashes up, hits me in my face and my eyes. I don't know what they do to milk, but it is not delicious when it comes out of the udder.
Yes.
It's not
disgusting.
It doesn't go straight from the udder to our cartons.
Yes.
Straight from the udder, tastes like my mother.
Yes. Speaking of mamas, Mike, what up, though? Come on, man. Go nigga bone.
DA, continue.
I pull up like 5 buckets. He comes back. He's like, "Oh, you
playing so hard to get."
Not expect it." Next job. The next job was, it was like this. It wasn't a tractor. It was like kind of a tractor, and it had like a rake at the back of it. He says, drive this up to where that bag is. Once you get to the bag, unhook the rake, hook up the bag, drive back here. Once that's done, unhook that bag, hook up this bag.
I'm surprised he didn't ask if you had Asian in your family just to be sure.
Oh my goodness.
Super racist
Oh,
with
the
this
dude
field
was-
work,
The
dude.
dude was, he's an old haggard. And dude, I was sitting there, I'm like, who do these two old people remind me of? And I figured it out. It was the two old people from Courage the Cowardly Dog. Just imagine
Wow.
Eustace and Muriel.
them.
Okay.
It was Eustace and Muriel.
Yes.
Stupid dog.
So that was just straightforward work. It was very simple. It was just tilling and then I guess fertilizer. No, it was seeds and then
I'm just
fertilizer.
fertilizing the lawn.
And that was done effectively pretty quickly. And then the next thing was baling hay. This time it was actually a tractor. And it was just like a field of hay and like a tractor. And he says, get to work. I'm like,
Yes.
what do I do? He says, just drive. Go about 10 to 20. I get in there and it gets in like, you know how you mow the lawn, you go in a line and then you go in a line and then you go in a line.
Yeah.
I decided to do that. And then once that was done, I just kind of like rolled it up.
Mhm.
And he came back. He was like, you rolled it up? And I was like, yeah. Was I not supposed to? He was like, no, I was going to tell you to do that next. I guess
You
you're done.
are built for this.
I guess I was. Because I'm like, I was done. He wasn't back. I was like, I got to do something. So I just kind of rolled it up because it was just flat. And
You know, rolling other things are kind of in your blood as well.
get it. Drugs. Ha, ha, ha.
Oh,
Yeah, it's worth it. So, he was like, your friend isn't done inside. Hang around with the boy for a second. I don't want to hear any jokes.
Good boy.
So, the kid...
I didn't even think of it until you mentioned something, by the way. I'm just throwing that out there.
Registered for me, but I was like, I'm not going to say. And then he said it, and I was like, I should.
Wait till I get to the other part.
All right.
Wait till I get too con. But the kid is like, you want to ride the horse? And I was like, no, I don't.
I know how this turns out.
Yes. He was like, come on, you got about 10 minutes before he finishes up. So I'm like, all right, whatever. We got this saddle. I hopped on.
This kid knows more about horses than you.
Yeah. So I'm like,
That's a tragedy.
So I'm like, I'm an idiot. I'm like, make him go a slow trot. like he's just gonna go, okay, horse. He slaps the horse. The horse full gallops. I'm like, okay,
Yes.
get off now. Sharp turn.
That was fun.
off. I fall off after a sharp turn. That much his hoof missed my head. So I'm like, I'm done. I'm gonna sit on some hay for a second.
Negro down.
So
So is this you almost getting Christopher Reeved?
yes, it was.
Poor bastard.
So the guy finishes up his work. The old man says, I already gave your friend a tire. He pulls out the wallet. He says, here you go. He gives me like $10. He says, come back if you ever need a little bit of work. He turns to my friend and says, you're never welcome here again. He walks away. Don't you go back here.
Yes.
And I go, what happened? He says, I broke a lot of dishes.
Yes. You're never welcome here again.
And that was the end of my adventure.
I just picture like this gnarled, grizzly fucking white man, old face, cataracts in one eye, just looking into this boy's soul. You're never welcome here.
I got a shotgun, boy.
Get out of here, you Negro.
Now,
Like,
you
God
see,
damn.
this story would have been a lot better if it was a girl instead of a guy.
Oh yeah.
Stay away from my daughter, boy. I'm pretty sure the situation would have ended a little differently.
Oh, I can't breathe.
If anybody gonna fuck his sister, it's gonna be me.
Hey, once again, back on the sister tip though. My,
DA, continue with the second part, please.
Second,
come on, don't be that way. Let's be family, bro.
I'm going to kill you,
No,
Alex.
just push past them.
Don't forget, Alex, incest is the best. Put your sister to the test.
I can't. No.
No point. Gotta wait it out.
Gotta wait it out.
That was fucking sad. I'm done. I can't.
Gotta wait it out. These niggas in the back just chilling, pissing me off.
This Canadian
Alright, DA.
motherfucker, I'm gonna drop a moose on him.
So there's 4 of us in the car. We go. What's the who has the room? And he says, "Oh, there was a forum. I booked it in with another guy. He's letting us stay there for all those." Don't shake your head, BG. Don't shake your head.
no.
Oh, this gonna be good.
I don't know this story, but it doesn't sound.
Yeah,
oh!
I did not tell BG this story.
Tony is getting I'm gonna enjoy that. See.
So we get there, and I immediately get bad vibes from this dude.
Oh yeah, that's the worst when you could just feel the.
We knock on the door. He just looks at us all and just says, "Come in."
He's cutting himself.
No, we walk in the room, no lights. It's like 10 o'clock at night. No lights, no TV on, nothing.
Don't go to the tub.
And
we
then
go-
all you hear is well.
And we go, "What were you doing in here?" He goes, "Nothing." And he just sits on the bed and just stares at the TV off. So we all like, there's 3 of us in the room at that time.
look at each other thing.
No, there's 3 of us in the room. The last one is like unloading his bag. So we all, extend our hand,
Yeah.
we're such and such. And he just looks at us. And I'm like the first one to just draw back my head like, okay, he doesn't want any part of this. So we're unloading our bags and stuff. I pull out my Octavia. Nothing?
Question:
All right.
What the fuck's in Octavia?
No, push past
Tony?
it.
Octavia
Pony.
is a little stuffed pony that I have.
Proceed.
Go.
I pull out my Octavia, and I'm going to try to recreate this guy's voice as best as I can. His just the most flat
Frankenstein.
voice ever. Let me try.
Frankenstein.
Your Octavia is adorable.
I better watch the fuck out.
Wow.
And I go, no, I don't allow anyone to, touch my Octavia. So the last guy, like a sitcom, bursts in the door. "Hey, King, let me see your Octavia again." And I go, no. "But you let me see her for like 30 minutes in the car." And he just goes, "I see." And I'm like, "No, there's nothing to see. Nothing to see here."
You're now basically a dead man.
Okay, that was the weakest of the 3 stories.
Oh no.
I got 2 more.
Of this trilogy.
That was on Friday.
The Matrix 3, if you will.
That was on Thursday.
Fuck up! I hate you people.
Thursday, before the con even started. Friday, we get up, we go to the con. It's all good. One of the guys had brought pops. They bought like 2 12-liters. 2 12-liters. 2 12-pack. Terribly sorry.
212.
12 liters, holy shit.
That is a
You
large.
find terribly.
How
How do you even pour that?
So,
Carefully.
you go up into the room and get something to drink. Every time that I went into the room
Oh boy.
to either drop off something that I bought or just sit down or get a pop, he's just sitting on the bed. The TV is either off or really low, and he's just staring at it. And each time, it was about 3 or 4 times, I asked him, "Aren't you going to con? Something to do?" He said, "Later."
So how did it feel room with Norman Bates? How's that?
Here comes
Probably a room with someone who's on so much LSD he's watching TV shows on an off TV.
Here comes.
Continue.
So, I come back to the room about 3 o'clock. He's gone. I say, okay, that's good. He's off doing something. Good for him. I sit down for a second, drink a pop. I'm out the room. I walk down the hall. I see two guys. They both have, one of those furry heads, and they're holding their furry outfits.
Okay.
And they walk by me, and I'm like, hey, how you guys doing? Trying to be friendly. And they're like, hey, how's it going? I walk by, think nothing of it. I go down to the con. I go to the video game room for like 15 minutes, and I go, oh crap, I left something up in the room.
No.
I go in the room.
No.
And those two dudes
No.
just going at it.
No.
A banging.
They go in like a couple of
Full
rats.
fursuit.
Eventually, their costumes.
No.
Just. Oh, like not a care in the world.
Oh, no. No, not like this.
Okay.
Please.
I can't.
Now here's the question: did they stop?
Saw me.
Not like
They were
this.
too wrapped up in each other.
And maybe the fursuit allowed zero visibility. They were full on suit.
Not like this.
So,
This is
Like this.
This is your community.
This
dude,
is story 2.
my God.
I can't.
So I'm like, I just closed the room. I'm like, okay, I walk away now, and I put this out of my mind.
Yeah.
I turn around, the other four roommates, all trying to get in the room. They're like, hey, King, we're about to go in the room for a second. Order a pizza. You want something? I'm like, no, don't go in there.
No, please no.
And the guy's name was Arrow, the guy who
David
owned the
Arrow.
room. And they go, is Arrow in there or something? And it's like, no, he's not. And it's like, what's the problem? And I'm like, okay, how do I handle this as delicately as possible?
Hey guys, there's two niggas in there just going at it in fursuits. Don't open the door, please. No.
Pretty much. I was just like, okay, here's the thing. Apparently there are two dudes in there, and they are engaged in, and one of the guys just goes, so they're ing.
Yes.
Were they in fake outfits?
No, they were just in like a wolf or
Okay.
a bird. So I'm like, yes,
Bird,
they
so what?
are. And they're like, do you
One
know
was in a
him? I'm
bird
like,
costume,
no, I
one was
don't.
pretty cool.
And I'm like, he's like, what's the problem? Is it? Well, they're in fursuits, and they're like, what's the problem there? I'm like, well, first off, none of us know them. They're around our stuff. They are in fursuits and they are having sex. Like, what? So we just wait till they're done?
Yes. This is simple.
Am I the only one here?
You guys have no problem with this?
This is your
like,
community, as BG
I have
said.
no problem with the gays, but
This is your
like, what's
community.
going on here?
So I'm just
The
like,
gays generalization, Jesus.
so I just walk away. I'm like, you guys handle it your own way. I don't know what happened. I never spoke of that. I don't know what they did, but I'm just like, as long as they like Febreze the room, I'm fine.
This nigga said Febreze the room.
I
The
would
maids better come in.
I would instantly find the nearest bus terminal and get out of there.
No, here's
Yeah,
the main
that'd
event.
took my
Here's
ass.
the main event.
Oh,
This-
that would be only the Matrix
Oh,
2.
dude, this is
God,
the topper.
Really? How
no.
you top that?
Here it comes.
Oh God, no.
So, can I please get quiet for this?
All right, go.
I go into the room. I got my headphones on. The con is wrapping down. I just bought a lot of stuff, so I'm about to put it in the room. I walk into the room. My right eye, which is where the bed is my bad eye, of course. So, out of the corner of my bad eye, I see him. Naked as a jaybird. Just a whacking it. it gets way worse. So I'm like, okay, I'll just look at my iPod, give him a chance to like cover up. I didn't see anything. He doesn't see that saw something. We're all good. And he goes, King, could you give me a minute? In between like grunts. I'm not gonna try to emulate this because it's way too worse.
Yeah, please don't.
He said, I'll call you when I'm done. So I wait outside the room. I'm like, all right, he'll call me when he's done. So I cut off my music. And I'm like, because I can still hear it. I forgot the way worst part of this. I turned my head to see what he was watching.
Oh no.
I don't want to hear any jokes about me again.
Oh no.
He was watching The Little Einsteins.
No. I'm so done. I'm out. No,
I'm fucking speechless.
I'm done. I'm
I'm
done.
fucking
No,
speechless.
it gets way worse.
No, it doesn't. No,
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
How?
So I'm sitting there like, I can't listen to this because all I'm hearing is like the rhythmic and him grunting, the Little Einsteins, and him laughing, which was the worst, creepiest part.
Yes.
So I'm like, I can't listen to this. And so I cut all my headphones. And I'm like, he said he called me, so I kind of need to listen. So I cut it off. So I'm like, this is horrible. I can't wait. And that's the reason that I went into the room because I was thirsty. So I'm like, well, I kind of need a drink now. So I cut it off. And I'm like, just go buy a drink, stupid. So I'm like, well, it's right in there. Why do I have to buy it? So I cut it off. And that time that I cut it off, he called me like, okay, I'm done.
Oh no.
I walk into the room.
No.
He goes, hey, King, next time knock. And this is the kicker. He licks his fingers.
Oh,
I'm done. It was lovely talking to you all again. I'm out. I'm done.
Go with this guy another night.
Here it comes. Here's what I did. I dropped my off, grabbed the pop. I called the guys. I said, hey, let's meet up someplace.
We gotta have a meeting about this.
And I told them what happened. They said, well, you really should have knocked.
Yes.
Not in the room. Who's sitting there jerking it? So I'm like, listen, I'm not staying in that room. I'm like,
At least he
Okay.
was learning while he was doing it.
no. No.
Shut the fuck up. God, I hate you. I hate you, John. I hate you so much.
so they're just like,
People.
why don't we just go up there and have a talk with him about it? We get up
Could
there.
have been Bill Nye the Science Guy.
He's gone. All his stuff is gone. No trace of him. So I'm like, search your stuff, see if anything's missing. Everything's fine. He's just gone.
Like weird.
So I'm like, okay, I'm definitely not sleeping here tonight. I'm not about to get axe murdered.
Somebody's got a hit out on this room.
So two of the guys are like, hey, we got room, so we're just gonna sleep in there. So I'm like, all right, we'll grab our stuff, we'll head in there. And they were like, no, we got a room with our friends. And I'm like, well, why can't you take us? They're like, well, there's not enough room.
Not sleeping in tub, you piece of crap.
I'm like, there's nothing to worry about. Then I'm like, why aren't you staying here then? He's like, listen, we just gotta go. So I'm just like, so it's just me and the guy that drove us. And I'm like, can we just go? He's like, no, there's an after party tonight, and I want to go there. I'm like, no, he's gone. Did he even pay for the room? He's like, I don't know. And he left. He was gone for the rest of the night. So I'm like, I'm not sleeping. I didn't.
Stay up all night.
Yep. I'm like, he's not gonna be over me jerking it or.
You just wake up, he's just licking his fingers, like looking at you. Hello, King.
No, fuck that shit. It is not. It is no. It will not. It will not be Hello King. It'll be Hello Clarice. God damn it.
No, it's Hello King.
So in the morning,
I had it my way.
No.
So in the morning, we're just like we just slink away.
I want your Whopper, baby.
So we're like we just slink away. We don't check out nothing. It's up to him to handle. So we're like really close to his door, and they're like, "Did you enjoy your stay, sir?" And we were like, "Yes, we did." You gonna check out? We were like, "Yes." What's the room number? 209. 209. Everything to your liking? We were like, "Yes, yes." Is everything all right? All right, you checked out. And we were like, "Oh, thank goodness." So it was like we weren't gonna pay. We didn't know if he would just like take my name off the card, off the room, or anything. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was my experience.
You're an idiot.
Thank you.
Okay, see, I have a bevy of things to say to you after that. I just
Let's go.
A cornucopia of words.
why
I'm alive. Is that worth nothing to you people?
it is because you was with Norman Bates for real. You was with Norman Bates. You don't understand how. I'm surprised you didn't wake up the second night and he was just standing over you, jizzing on your chest. That's the first thing.
Hey, 3 weeks. You will see on the news.
So I'm just curious. Did none of you do a background check on this fucker before you decided let's just crash in the room?
How do you do a background
You know,
check?
it's just on forums. They're like, hey, I'm looking for roommates. And we're like, hey, we got 4. All right, come on.
And most
in.
people are pretty nice about it.
Really?
So when you got in the room and the motherfucker was staring at an off TV, if I ever went on a forum to get a roommate and then I get there and the motherfucker is staring at off, I'm going home.
He could have just dropped acid or something.
Really, or he could have just been watching porn or something. It's just like
Staring at an off TV speaking in I'm going home.
He's for
I
drugs.
agree with Alex. At that point.
So, DA, I gotta say, aren't you glad that me and Ralph are normal?
Oh, really?
Aren't you guys thankful that I'm relatively normal in this respect?
Yeah, sure.
I have an urge now to meet this man's standards at Yoma.
No.
I won't be in the room with you again.
Me neither. I fucking sleep in the same bed as you. Con, so fuck that.
I gotta be honest with you. If you staring at all TVs and whacking it to little Einsteins, we can't be friends no more.
I'm gonna wake up before Mike does and wait till he starts opening his eyes and start licking my hand. Just feel like, funny Mike.
hey, Ralph. Hey, Mike, what's up?
What's for breakfast? Want to grab a bite?
Being
Fursuit
there
for
a
you.
little too close and just be like, that was tasty.
Oh god.
That is why I'm getting my own room next year.
Speaking of breakfast and mornings, your mom cook nice breakfast. How breakfast is that?
That sounds really good. I had a lot
Pancakes?
but it was just
Pancakes?
a bevy of weirdness. And
Alright, so we got like 15 minutes, so let's talk Man of Steel.
Pancakes?
It's gonna last longer than that. I promise.
Is your mom gonna
The
flip
time
Alex's
doesn't matter. Go
flapjack?
ahead, DGB.
No. No. John. No.
Man of Steel. Man of Steel.
Oh, I got steel eyes.
Anyways,
See why you say
That he'll have steel. No, I'm gonna
Alex is a-
stop there.
Alex has already said he liked it. I'm leaning more to not liking it.
All right, so the ending. Apparently, Christopher Nolan didn't like the ending.
That's because he's a bad person.
BG?
What about the ending didn't he like?
He says he didn't like the ending at all. He says the entire ending was not what he would have done with the movie.
Well, he made The Dark Knight Rises, so there you go.
Didn't he help write the script?
No, he's just a producer or something.
no, he helped write the script.
No, it says story by in the credits.
Well, apparently the two directors, the director and producer, said made their own ending.
He was a
Here's what
producer.
happened. He and I think this guy named David Goyer wrote the story, and then Zack I don't want to say it's Zack Ryder. Zack Snyder came in and he took over, and he did everything else.
Here's the article.
He made his revisions, and the Man of Steel has the second worst ending quote I've ever heard. I'm just saying that.
Yeah, that
What?
was pretty bad.
The last line was "Welcome to the planet," that Lois Lane said, which is
Oh,
a double entendre for "Welcome to our planet Earth."
Yep.
Since she knows he's Clark Kent and Superman.
That was one of the worst I've ever heard.
Yeah, but BG, your overarching opinion of the movie.
This movie can suck it.
I knew that was coming.
Yes.
All right, now give your verdict. I want to hear all your opinions, all your thoughts. Run with it. No
Where
time.
Can I say something real quick?
Where do
Go for
I
it.
begin?
BG rated it higher than I did.
Oh yeah,
That's the tragedy.
All
that's
right.
because your rating scale is weird.
All right. To hell with
Let me
you.
ask you guys a question
Sure.
before we get into this.
But BG,
Would you rate
go.
Man of Steel or Spider-Man 3 higher?
Man of Steel.
Man of Steel.
Neither
Man
Iron
of
Man 3.
Steel. DA said Spider-Man 3 was higher by a 2.5 margin.
Well, he's a
And
bad
after
person.
that, I was like, I can't agree with your grading scale.
This
at
is the
point.
man who rooms with
Norman Bates.
Norman Bates.
Bates.
Enough said, and the furry friends. So ignore him.
They weren't our roommates.
What?
Carol just
You let them fuck in your room. You didn't stop it. You let it happen.
Apparently, I also forgot something. Arrow was in the corner jerking it.
Oh no!
I forgot about that part.
You must really like Sesame Street.
I can't.
So hold on. Now we got to stop the whole Man of Steel thing. And come back to this. So you caught this nigga in the corner jerking it. The two niggas
I
just
didn't
going at
catch
it.
him.
You just
didn't catch him.
You have bad choices on who to room with, and I'm never trust you.
Thank you, Alex.
This
You
is the first time anything like that ever happened. Ever.
I'm just gonna throw this out there. I'm gonna throw this out there.
Places.
I'm gonna quote BG again for the second time now. This is your fandom.
This is your fandom, yo.
It's not
Like, this happened to
everything.
anybody else.
This was my 4th pony convention, and this was the first time anything like that has ever happened.
How many anime conventions have you been to?
A lot.
And how many bad
Exactly.
in that same spectrum? None.
Oh.
And none. And in your 4 PonyCons, there have been an orgy.
No, there wasn't.
Yes, there was. It was.
There was an
There
orgy.
wasn't. That was the year before.
Whatever. It still happened.
That doesn't make it any better.
I wasn't there.
You guys cannot talk.
In
'cause-
Ohio, there was a potato famine. That doesn't mean it's happening now.
I'm saying
There's
you
a
guys
drop-off point between potato famine and pony fuck orgy.
You can't really talk because at Youmacon, I believe 2011, someone roofied a girl.
So
This happened.
So?
That's
Okay.
Sometimes true love comes
Okay,
with
see,
death.
no, hold on. There's a difference. Roofing a girl, that happens everywhere. That happens in college campuses, that happens in cities. You don't see a person masturbating to 2 furries fucking
Or the Einstein.
everywhere.
Adults and everything. That's illegal and rape.
Yep.
So I would take rape over
I'm
Little
sorry,
Einstein.
that's more wrong to me. That's just consenting adult. If that's what
I
you're
think
into,
rape over
whatever.
Little Einstein.
As long as it's not illegal.
Why are you
Sure, Rob.
defending? Why are you defending mild pedophilia?
I'm saying you guys are talking about.
Mild,
I'm-
extreme.
I'm not talking about the jerking it to little kids part. I'm talking about the furries part. You guys are talking about
The whole thing.
Yeah, we're kind of talking about the whole thing.
You guys are saying this didn't happen at any anime con, but worse things have happened at anime con. Like
Look.
roofing a girl.
Look, I will root for you and touch you inappropriately. Bring it on. Come on. What up? What up?
Jesus.
What you got now?
Alright, let's go back to Man of Steel. Alright, BG, give us your verdicts.
thoughts, opinions, everything.
Well, I don't even know where to start with this.
Pick a spot. You have all the time in the world right now.
Podcast.
Going over.
What? Alright, okay, let's go with the short list. Did you like anything about the movie?
Oh, fuck! Jonathan Kent!
Yeah.
They butchered him!
I knew that was coming.
You know that South Park episode where they're talking about the remake of Indiana Jones and Steven Spielberg, and they're there and they're just raping Indiana Jones.
That happened in my hotel room.
This is what happened to Podcast. They just pulled his pants down and just went to work on him.
The one thing that I hated too was his death scene.
Yeah, that was dumb. That was really fucking dumb.
You give
The whole thing.
to him, get in a car and say, "Oh, the car protected us." People walk away from tornado. It happens. Do something. Don't let him sit there and die because he has this ideology that, oh, people may figure out who you are and they may shun you, so I'm going to leave you and my wife alone to fend in the world. Whatever. Okay, see you later. That's not Jonathan Kent. That's not Jonathan Kent. What are they doing with this stupid movie?
The whole thing too, with his like original death, where he dies of a heart attack. That's the point of the heart attack. Clark can't save that.
Health pack.
It's something he can't save. So that's a little bit more symbolic than him standing in a tornado.
It has to be this way, son. Tornado, take me away.
If you were that close to a tornado, you'd be whipping around and shit. You would just be like, I'm standing in the tornado, and then I'm gone.
Until the dust just settles over me. No, it'd be searing pain.
Maybe this was not such a good idea. Oh, yeah, there's my arm. Fuck.
Help.
Yeah, Pa Kent was. I did not like Pa Kent's portrayal as well. Continue.
Hey, but he said he should have let them kids die to save his power.
Yeah.
But
there's no but.
But he died so that he wouldn't reveal. He backed up what he said.
There is no but.
Yeah, fair enough.
Jonathan Kent would never say garbage like that.
Well, that Jonathan Kent.
Jor-El was more of Pa Kent than Pa Kent was, because they didn't care about that character. They said, you know what, you're going to be a catalyst for nonsense. Just absolute casserole of garbage. That you're gonna let a bus full of kids die so Clark doesn't get found out. Oh my God! What the? Come on! He would never say that. No, it was a good thing that you did, but you gotta be more careful. This is what he would say. But no, he wants to. Maybe I don't know. You just gotta protect yourself. It's all about you, Clark.
And Alex just went away. Just FYI.
Whatever.
There'll be a time when you can reveal yourself, but it's not now.
What? Oh my God.
All right. Oh, moving on from Pa Kent. Next bit.
I have a bit to say.
Go ahead.
They kept this is really annoying.
Reload, dude.
Every time something would happen, it would like zoom in.
Oh yeah, anytime I know what you're talking about. I noticed that a lot too. Like during flying and fight scenes, it would have like a force zoom.
That annoyed the crap because they kept doing it.
They did it like 2-3 times throughout the movie, and then within the last.
So I'm guessing
like
whoever edited the final thing was a member of the AMV community.
Probably.
And it annoyed me every time I saw it.
The one thing I know, I'm just going to interject in here, the thing that bugged me a lot too, was the complete forcing of the non-existent relationship of Lois and Clark.
Yep.
So, like, how it happens in the movie is...
Terribly, that's how it happens.
Yeah, like, Lois, like, gets saved by Superman. Clark doesn't know who he is, researches into it, finds out he's Clark Kent.
So easily finds out who he is.
Yeah, keeps his secret. He saves her a couple times. They make out.
Which totally betrays both Spider-Man relationships.
Spider-Man.
Because she's supposed to care about Clark before knowing he's Superman. So it's not like, oh, she's in love with Superman. No, she's in love with Clark, who happens to be Superman. But no, it's all about Superman, the alien.
Yep.
This bullshit. Oh my God. How do you?
So the killing of Zod.
This would have been fine if they built up some type of I don't kill.
But they didn't bring it up once.
He just snaps his neck and yells about it, which you don't know if it's because he broke his code about killing, because this was the last of his race. You don't know why. If they were like, if he was
If
like,
it was a flashback of him with like a butterfly and his dad just goes, you know, you shouldn't kill something just because you're bigger and stronger than it.
if it's just like,
because you can.
if it built up in some way, this would have been fine, but it's out the blue. Superman has killed before. Because there have been times where there's people that are just like, they're going to destroy the entire city unless I do something, and there's nothing else I can do but kill.
And become the sun.
And he killed. But to just be like, there's just no build up to that. The scene would have been fine for me. But they didn't build up. They did nothing with
I
this.
didn't like the slow moving 007 laser with the family just standing there like, oh.
Yeah, that was stupid as crap too. Why would they just?
I don't know why they just went
run
straight to the
away?
corner when they had all that room to get the fuck out the way at first.
Yeah.
All that room, and they were just like, oh. And I don't even know if he actually killed them or not.
Yeah, they never actually. They just kind of like, oh fuck, Zod laser beams. Wait, are they dead? Are we not gonna go back to that? Did they die?
We don't
What
know.
I'm just gonna assume they died because nobody's there anymore.
And I do agree with like the initial assessments that Proceed was talking about like a podcast or two ago. The female Kryptonian was way more interesting than Zod.
She did all his fucking work. I don't care what anybody says. She was badass though. I can't deny it. She's like 30% of the reason why I like the movie.
She did things. That's why. Zod just mostly talked in a very bland way, like
You
just
were not
about
alone.
everybody in this movie.
You were not alone.
It was just
A lot of the dialogue was interchangeable.
that was probably the best part of Zod's dialogue, the "you are not alone" thing, because it's supposed to be calm and cold right there.
No, I like the when he was on his knees and like I've worked for all of this, and he had the dirt in his hand.
Oh yeah, this is what's left.
I
taking my
just realized that was a very injustice type thing.
Probably.
No, because it was like, you know, you won't win. Oh, I've already won. And then they like rushed towards each other, and they did the same camera angle, and then it exploded.
Oh, you're right. It was.
Oh,
He
shit,
did
it
it
was
twice.
injustice.
And then with the building, he did it.
You're right.
It was completely injustice.
Okay.
Oh, like a clash?
Yeah, the clashes. Actually, was.
True, yeah.
It was. Oh my god.
I'm trying to think of other things that like. I mean, the action in the movie is phenomenal, though. I gotta give it
The
that.
final
I
fight.
wouldn't say that.
The Zod fight was spectacular.
Thinking about it, I wouldn't say that.
Why not?
What makes Superman, other than the fact that he knows his power, what makes him able to beat them?
What do you mean?
They have the exact same powers. He beat Ursula and Nam. Why?
Fedora.
Maybe because he was there longer.
He could fly.
No.
He didn't
beat
use his
them.
heat beam.
He beat them by messing with that mask, the atmosphere thing.
Short hair chick was beating the crap out of him in the Denny's. She's like, you know why we're stronger? Because we don't have empathy. We can do all this. And then she punched him through a building, and then he just started to beat her.
He just started to fight back more.
No, he just started to beat her.
Isn't that what happens with all these movies?
Why though? What makes him what?
You can say the same thing for like Peter and Ock.
What I'm trying to say is there was no stakes. There was no sign of him getting hurt. It was just him flying through buildings over and over and over again.
I agree with this
A
because
missile.
Superman can be hurt, but they just showed nothing with him. His hair didn't even really get messed up. Like you would think that he should be a little bloody from that because flying through buildings and taking punches like that, comparable to his strength, he would get bloodied in some way.
Something like that. Two super people with the exact same powers punching each other ad infinitum was not very interesting when I thought about it. The Zod fight was. I really liked the whole punch, fly, punch thing when he was just like floating in the air. That was a really good sequence.
The
That's about
end
all I
fight.
remember from the fight.
Yeah, the end fight though. As I was watching, I'm like, this is the best Dragon Ball Z movie I've ever watched.
Yeah,
Like,
I
that's all
wasn't
I
the
keep
only
seeing
person that was
online.
thinking that.
That's all I keep seeing
Oh, I
online
heard
is,
like-
wow, this is what
like
Dragon Ball
fast-
Evolution should have been.
It was.
And him like monkeying up the wall, but that's.
There's also him getting his heat vision for the first
Oh,
time.
also I like the heat vision. It had kind of like a Byakugan, like veiny sort of thing.
Which makes sense.
Mangekyo Sharingan.
This is getting too positive.
Okay. Clark is dumb. If you're
He's humble.
no,
No.
he's a fully grown man. He's had these powers for years. He's never tried to jump as high as possible while playing like basketball. He never tried to run as fast as he could to outrace the dog.
He didn't have super speed in this.
He's never tried any of these things until he gets his suit. And then all of a sudden he's like, oh, I can jump really far and I can fly for some reason.
Where did that suit come from?
It came
It was in
from
the ship for no
I know,
reason.
but that ship was 20,000 years old.
It wasn't 20,000.
That was the first race of people that came onto the planet. They said
Oh,
it.
yeah, you're right. Speaking of which,
And in 20,000 years, it's been shown that the people back then were like 4'8". That was average height. This dude had like a 6'8" suit ready.
Oh, they were
and
Kryptonians.
waiting.
They were Kryptonians. They don't abide by normal human logic.
I guess you could make the argument that it's form-fitting, but that's stupid.
Why wasn't it super armored? Like,
It was super armor. What do you mean?
That shit didn't rip.
get cut or anything.
No, I'm talking about like the shoulder pad. Oh, I guess that could just be like this was an advancement in armor.
Yeah. Because Zod
I
had the
didn't-
exact same thing after he took off all that armor.
I didn't like the suit reveal because it was just like you will be the savior of all these people. Put this on. I didn't like the suit.
I didn't
reveal.
like the muted colors. It should be a lot bluer than
I
that.
didn't like the reveal.
Another thing, the drive or whatever with the House of L symbol on it, where he puts it in and Jor-El appears. Why? Once it's taken out, why would Jor-El still be there? That he should disappear at that point.
Maybe like
I think he like copies himself.
What do you mean?
Like his whole subconscious is a computer program.
Okay, once you
So it's like
once you stick it in the computer, there's the copy. But once you take it out,
Down.
the copy should disappear.
well, no, he like say you have a flash drive
Uh
and you upload a copy of a file onto your hard drive.
huh.
It's still there on your hard drive.
And then,
Even when you take the
when
flash
you put
drive
it on
out.
the cloud, it's everywhere.
Okay, so why did he disappear
How
simply
Jor-El.
because somebody put a hand through him? Wouldn't he still be there?
Disruption of
Because
imagery,
fuck
maybe?
logic.
I don't know. But
He would-
when
he would
was
just
that?
Come back.
No,
He
but
would
like when
just-
was that? When you said he disappeared? What
Oh, the
part?
punch.
It's I think it's Feyora where Lois is trying to escape the ship,
Move your head to the left.
and yeah, she's getting in that pod, and then
Okay.
yeah, she puts her hand through Jor-El, and he just disappears.
Probably. I mean, I don't really don't know.
Well,
I would say
prac-
just to make sure that Lois could see her before she punched her.
And practically, that would just be kind of weird to shoot in a movie. Just that guy just kind of in the middle of those two throwing punches. Might have been interesting, but it's kind of been weird to see.
Yeah, it might have taken away from the actual action.
But Jor-El,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about him completely disappearing. I'm saying why doesn't he disappear when you take it out, which was explained to you by you guys. I accept that, but why would he disappear through a simple punch when Feyora is just?
It
she
might be like a
punches him and then
disruption
she
of
tries to
whatever.
shoot Lois, and that's it.
It might. It's a hologram. Who knows what the holograms are made out of? It could be made of like some charged ions or whatever. And
Again,
the
it would
disruption
just
of.
appear again.
Yeah, but maybe
Even
he
if
just
it's
chose not
disruption.
to. Maybe he just chose not to.
Why would he
It would-
choose not to? Zod already
why
knows
would
he's
you-
there now.
But why would you pop up again in the middle of two people fighting, and then the
To
spaceship?
save Lois.
He's a hologram. What is he gonna do? Punch the bitch?
Control some part of the ship to distract Feyora.
Yeah, maybe he didn't have that ability.
He was closing
He
doors.
opens and closed doors left and right.
Maybe it's all he could do was close doors.
Then open a door.
Well,
maybe
he just didn't wanna
when
open the door.
she put his hand through him, he forgot how to open doors.
Maybe this
I
is
mean-
The beta version of Rob the Robot.
the random flashbacks.
The flashback's fine.
In
Would
the
you
movie,
rather have
I
sat
thought
through?
it was a flashback and it wasn't a flashback. That's how random these flashbacks were.
Would you
Why?
rather have sat through like an hour of and a half of
Would
like?
you have rather
showing
than have
hints?
basically filmed the equivalent of Naruto's flashback within a flashback within a flashback?
No, they would do a flashback, then they go back to present, then flashback, then 40 minutes later another flashback. That's
I'm
what they.
fine with that. That was a better way to tell the story of.
Here's
his-
what you do. When he's knocked out in the ocean, you run every flashback.
Reload.
He doesn't need to see a school bus. He doesn't need to get up, see a school bus to enable that flashback.
Too far away.
You start
Yeah,
with him
I
as a
don't-
kid. You start with the ship crashing, him just remembering all this or thinking about all of the things in his life. You start with the ship crashing. You get to the school bus. You do all these things. You don't need to do a flashback. You don't need to do a flashback hour 40 in.
I don't.
Maybe they
feel like
maybe they
I
ran
would
out of ideas how to
watch-
transition it.
I feel like I don't want to watch 45 minutes of just his coming of story. I guess right at the beginning, like just break that shit up. Don't give me a whole bunch
Okay.
of that.
The total of his flashbacks was no more than 17 minutes. Just think about it. They were no more than 17 minutes. You could do all 17 minutes right there. You don't need him to get up, see a school bus, then do it again, then walk into a church and then have another flashback of some kid punching him and him wanting to punch the kid back and Paul Kid coming with some bull crap message and then him talking to a priest and then him getting knocked out again and having another flashback.
He does get knocked out a lot for being Superman.
You could do all the flashbacks as soon as he got knocked out the first time when he saved those people. And it's more streamlined. You could just have cuts of, him growing up. You don't need to have 40 minutes explaining, but you don't need to have these random flashbacks for the sake of flashbacks. People just spouted exposition left and right, like they had to explain every stupid thing that's going on in the movie. What is this? Well, this is exactly what this is.
Here's the problem. Unleash the World Destructor. And then, like, the next scene is like, the World Destructor? This is exactly what it does. This is exactly
Oh,
what
you
it
mean
does.
the drop the bass gun? That's the drop the bass gun. I don't care what anybody else call it.
gun.
That annoyed me because he said unleash the World Destructor like it was a huge scary thing, but it was not established at all up until that
Beforehand
point.
what it
does.
does.
And then the next scene they had to establish everything that it does, how to stop it. I didn't like that part.
It was the drop the bass gun. Don't knock the drop the bass gun.
One more, and then I'm done. The kryptonite scene in the beginning. Krypton, terribly sorry. Fine, have that. Don't 30 minutes later do it again with Jarrell explaining it in real time.
Oh yeah, that was dumb.
Have
That
one
was
or
pretty
the
bad.
I'm
other.
thankful I'm not into Superman.
Once he met up with Clark, he could have been like, "This is what happens to our planet."
But no, he had to do everything that we just saw. I seriously hated that scene.
Explaining exactly what the audience just saw.
Just saw. He added a little bit more like, oh, it was 5,000 years ago when the baby said we couldn't have no more or something. What's up with that little skull? Why was it so unprotected?
It was protected by alarms and stuff. But
Wow. How about a laser? This thing is our birth. This thing controls all of our birth. Maybe have a guy standing by it.
Just the dude floating in a scuba suit. At all times.
Joe goes to grab it. Nuh-uh.
Nah, come back next week.
That movie needed more Khal Drogo.
More Khal
So,
Drogo.
did we hit the time limit or?
A long time
Oh,
ago.
we've been past it.
Like I was sitting
So
here.
yeah, any more complaints, BG?
BG
Oh,
has
I've
a
got
lot more.
many more.
Keep going. I don't care about time limits right now. I want to hear this. Go.
Lois Lane is supposed to be one of the most animated people in the Superman universe, and
Yeah, she was
delivers
very-
awesome dialogue like, if we could stop at this dick measuring contest, gentlemen, we could start the work. Emoji, please.
She established herself as a hard-hitting reporter in the first scene, and it was not shown at all past that.
Oh,
After that,
product
she was just gone. She was just a girl, generic girl.
So, gentlemen, I might have to disappear, so just give you a
Sure.
heads up.
Okay.
At
Mostly
least,
because also I'm not contributing anything to the conversation.
at least 7 people know Clark Kent is Superman right now.
Hey, how's
Lois Lane, after Superman saves her from the atmosphere, the fire just stops. What happened there? After he saves her from the atmosphere,
That's cool.
she catches a cop car, drives to Clark Kent's farm with him in his Superman outfit with 2 cops literally 20 feet away, and she says, "Clark, are you okay?"
Yes, I remember seeing that.
At least 7 people know who this is now. Because there's all the people she talked to when she was looking for him. Because now they know that Lois Lane knows who Superman is. And if she
Fat ginger
leaks,
kid.
if she leaks a story about an alien on a website, and then she does investigation about this person through like 5 people, and then 2 days later this guy says she knows who Superman is, they're gonna put 2 and 2 together. Like, hey, that guy used to work here. That's Superman. And now,
6'8" monster.
and now he's at the Daily Planet, and we can see his face, and that's Superman.
All right, so I want to go into a bit of this right here because it kind of ties in a little bit. So from what I'm reading online, with the way that is being put out, and the way the damage was dealt in the movie, like how Superman didn't really look to minimize damage to the city at all.
I'm going to talk about that.
Yeah, I know, but hold on, we're getting into that. But I'm gonna say that from what I'm reading, apparently it's looking like that's going to be the setup for making Lex Luthor the main villain of the second movie.
Which makes sense.
It's going to be him campaigning that this alien is basically just here, is going to do more harm than good, and that it should be humans first.
That makes sense.
Can I have a
They
Brainiac movie?
They also need another villain with Lex.
And
Like a
through,
Metallo
through
or
that, they're going to use that whole. There's an open door to find out who the hell he is, and I'm pretty sure Luthor is going to find out who exactly he is.
Give me Brainiac.
No, they shouldn't do that unless
I'm
they kill
pretty sure
Lex.
they're going to, and it's going to lead to the third movie with the final confrontation of Darkseid.
No, it's going to be Doomsday.
I want
Doomsday?
Brainiac.
I don't
Fuck
think it's
him.
going to be Doomsday.
I want the damn Doomsday. I want Brainiac.
It's never.
They're
well,
not
they've-
going to do Doomsday
they've-
because the helpers weren't named. I mean, they're not going to do Brainiac because the helpers weren't named Brainiac.
Yeah, the thing is, Alex,
fuck.
Snyder's even said this is not going to have Brainiac in it ever.
Krypton, when he's on that planet, his helpers are Brainiac, and they were something else.
That's depressing.
Brainiac does not exist in this series.
Okay, so Superman flies
Sad
through these
now.
multitude of buildings, sees the destruction that him getting knocked through is. He doesn't help with the beams. He doesn't use his freeze breath to slow the falling of a building or anything. He just lets this destruction happen. It's all about Zod, the person in front of me. Who
His
cares if
blatant disregard for human life. was
Blatant!
sickening. He saved that one guy from a helicopter, and he's like, "Thank you, Superman." Like 10 feet away, the helicopter was spinning out of control. He could have saved those other 2 people.
Apparently,
That was alright.
they had
he
this,
saved a total of 18 people in this movie?
they had a company
people on
that
the oil rig.
specialized in damage analysis, look into this movie and see what the actual cost of destruction and loss of life
Trillions.
situation. Apparently, what would have happened, it would have been confirmed 130,000 dead with at least 2 million injured in critical. And when it came right down to the damage, at least 3 billion in damage.
I saw trillions.
Oh yeah, 3 trillion. I'm sorry, 3
He
trillion
just
in
didn't
damage.
care.
Yeah.
He could have. When Zod was on his knees, he could have just been like, "This is your fault. You did this to the people. It didn't have to come to this." But he didn't mention anybody. He didn't mention you killed so many people, Zod. Why? Nothing.
Superman would try his best to move that from the city.
That was the biggest thing to me.
He would hit him so hard and just keep flying until he was in a much more secluded place. He probably can't direct where he was going, but somewhere else. Not in a major city like Metropolis.
Well, if the story of the second movie is Lex Luthor campaigning for that whole thing, then I'll be touched on in the second movie. So to do that in this movie might have, I don't know, fucked that up somehow? I don't know.
Okay, but how about this? The ending scene where he just screams, "No!" And then the next scene, it's a lighthearted, "Oh, Superman is going into Daily Planet."
I just want to know how they fixed the damn city that quick.
Okay. I'm going to mention two things from what you said, Alan. They don't want to mess up the story of Lex in the second movie, but they'll mess up Superman to create that second movie.
Of course.
Well, this is his
That
first
doesn't make any
To
sense.
hell with the source material. They want to establish a successful follow-up.
You say he was inexperienced. It was his first fight. He didn't know. Then again, his whole life was like you gotta hide your powers as to not be ostracized.
Which messes. It's like someone handed him the cliff notes of what Superman's story is, and then they just filled in the blanks.
Nolan.
To try to create their movie.
Nolan.
Don't.
It was a hack.
The one thing
this trilogy will probably end up being exactly like the Batman trilogy. The first movie is alright, shaky. The second movie will be okay, and then the third movie will fall off the rails and just sink into the abyss.
The biggest crime to this movie for me was that it was boring. It was so dull.
See, this is what you say because you're more of a fan of the Marvel movies, which has a lot of snappy dialogue to keep you going throughout. So when there's lull moments where there's not a lot of action, you still are entertained. Like Iron Man 3, there's maybe 2 big fights, if even that, which is just like Superman. But Tony Stark and all the people around him,
personality,
exactly,
as opposed to just Superman was just a blank slate.
Everybody was.
That's the
just
biggest
bland.
problem. It's not the snappiness.
Okay.
It's just nothing happened.
But even
it could have just been Kryptonite go boom, Krypton go boom, Zod come to Earth. I want Earth. Me punch you. Boom. Dead. The end.
Even if they would
Sounds like
didn't have to do all this terraforming and
even if they delivered this dialogue more, the dialogue was terrible.
Absolutely.
That's the point.
Yeah, the writing was bad.
The dialogue was just dumb at times with all this stupid exposition.
So don't say it was the snappy.
I'm just saying,
crappiness.
Even if they cut this movie down to like more essential, not this exposition garbage that they created, it still would probably be pretty boring to you.
Suffer.
Because you.
It's not just that.
Has there been a single DC movie you liked?
Yes.
What?
I can say that Green Lantern was better.
Oh, you bastard.
No. Now I dislike Green Lantern was terrible.
By the way, Green Lantern is a snappy character.
Yes, it is. But stuff happened.
Ryan Reynolds kept
but stuff happened.
What stuff?
Ryan Reynolds is a stain. He's besmirches.
Okay. That guy, that fight was over in like 40 seconds.
Yes, it was.
It was such a pathetic fight.
But he had to use his brain instead of just punch.
He used his ring.
But he's still like,
what
the
ring?
The ring doesn't accept you. That whole part.
What?
He had to do something. What did Superman do that made you go, wow, that was actually pretty good?
You mean intelligence-wise in Man of Steel?
Nothing. You can chalk it to inexperience, but I could say that the whole when Zod had that metal beam and he just like heat rayed it.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
That was a really good scene. I like that.
That was awesome. The action is the only thing that saves this movie even remotely for me.
Yeah. The other thing that this
Zod fight, this movie would be subpar.
The thing too about this movie as well is that it opens up the extended universe.
Who gives unlike their
Well,
TV.
I'm just saying that you can see what their aim is. They're trying to shoot for the Justice League movie.
Oh yeah.
But
Because
how-
the satellite, I'm not sure if you guys noticed this, but the satellite that Superman and Zod destroy when they're in space said Wayne Enterprises.
Yes, it did.
did it now?
I actually saw it. I
Mhm.
saw a picture of that online.
Zod threw a LexCorp truck at Clark.
Yep, that too. But I mean, as far as like a different comic series,
the
Batman exists in this world, so.
this movie and story works so much better for Aquaman. A shunned member of
Aquaman movie.
a shunned member of two different societies. The humans would reject him because of his powers and that fact that he's half Atlantean, and the Atlanteans would reject him because he's not a full Atlantean, even though he's the king/prince of the sea. This story works so much better for Aquaman. This is not a Superman story. It's not. And the fact that they try to pass it off, and then there's these stupid freaking people that want to come up here and say this is the Superman movie people needed and the one they were waiting for. It's not a Superman movie. It's not. It's a movie with Superman. There's a difference. This tells his story so terribly. Stop with this nonsense. Stop being blinded by the action and Feora and all this, the small positives. Just like, oh yeah, there were problems, but it was awesome. It was the best Superman. It wasn't even the best Superman movie. How do you allow a movie from the 70s to be better than you when you have so much more technology? Like, oh.
All right, here's a question for you, BG.
What?
Here's a question for you, BG. Superman Returns or Man of Steel, which is better?
Superman Returns.
Ooh, that's a statement.
Wow.
That is a statement.
It did Clark/Superman better. And
I can
this
see that.
isn't a Superman movie. Which is a better movie? I would say Man of Steel. But which is a better Superman movie? Superman Returns. Because it's a Superman movie. Not a movie with this guy in a blue suit destroying half the city. Just to take off one dude. And then he sees one family, and now all of a sudden it's a problem. What happened to those people in the building?
Wait, hold on. Half the city. Did you see that fucking crater? That city gone.
No, he destroyed half the city. The Kryptonians destroyed the other half.
That is
with their
true.
gravity beam.
No, it's not a gravity beam. It's drop the base.
Whatever.
It's drop
the base weapon.
Their terraformer.
Drop the base cannon. I'm telling you, that was the dubstep cannon.
Why does Zod look like about 40 when he's actually like 60? You could say that Kryptonians age slower, but there was a lot of inbreeding since the giant skull. I can only assume that the giant skull had an imprint of a certain DNA, and then it like fuses with the parents, and then creates a little
Which
baby.
makes more sense for a Wonder Woman story. But continue.
So, that's a lot of years of inbreeding.
Since there's no natural babies.
Really?
What are they gonna do for Supergirl?
They'll probably do that.
They made a prequel comic.
I'm gonna have to see this anyway. Why?
And like from what it is, she's already on Earth.
Clark's DNA wouldn't work the same way as the made baby's DNA. Would it?
That whole thing was stupid.
They had powers.
I had no clue what they were doing with that. I didn't know until like the very end that he had like all the Kryptonians' DNA, the skull thing in him. I did not understand that. It was not of all.
That was not
shown exposited a little bit better.
Instead of explaining what terraforming is.
And them going, where's the Codex? They didn't explain what the Codex was.
We just need it.
It's the future of Krypton.
Snake, find the Codex.
There was besides the "you are not alone" hacked message thing. The only lines I liked from Zod was
Heresy.
No. It was
I
near
will
the end
find him.
with Jor-El when he said something like,
I'm
will.
arguing the merits of genocide with a hologram.
That whole dialogue was pretty good, and the ending with the whole I'll build the foundation from his corpse, and
over his bones.
Yeah, I'll build the foundation on his bone. He said something about the corpse too. That was a very good line, or at least I enjoyed it because it sounds more like a Zod line instead of this. You ripped the soul from me. Oh, that was good. There were some lines that were good. It's just too bad that
You love these people, then mourn for them.
there was just
How can he
nothing.
talk when he's being choked?
I-
Super choked. His throat is enough to. It can.
Why didn't Superman cover his eyes with his hand?
No, neck snapping.
No,
No, neck snapping.
it would burn him,
You know
but it
what
would
time
save
it
the
is.
people.
Boom shakalaka, this next lack of time.
I can understand the whole Zod simply said, he said, stop this. And Zod said, never. So even if you stop him there, he's just going to go for more. And it's understandable. But, like, whatever, dude.
So, quick thing then. Comparatively to how we were discussing how bad it was going to be beforehand, would you say it was better or worse than what you expected?
It was better.
Hmm.
And I will tell you, because they simply did not screw up his past like I thought they would.
Yeah. I was thinking that too.
Still being there and every Kryptonian being alive and all this stuff. They didn't screw up as hard as I thought they would originally. But they still screwed up majorly. They screwed up in worse ways, actually. Especially Podcast. What are they doing? Oh, we don't know how to write this character. We're just gonna
Kill him, tornado.
we're
How
gonna
do we-
save the
how do we
family.
kill a
I'm gonna
Bunkin
save
who
the
wants
family
kids to
dog,
die?
man.
Tornado.
You can just let me die. I mean, you gotta learn a lesson, Clark. You didn't eat from your plate.
Eat from your plate.
Your
Oh
bed
look,
foods.
your daddy's dead.
Stupid.
All right, ratings.
5.
6.5.
7.5.
Cat, I never saw it.
I put it probably at like a 6.
That action scene saved it so hard.
Yes, it did.
And without that, I don't see what these people are talking about. These people that rate it so good. I'm actually gonna have to read the IGN article because I just scrolled down to see the rating and it was a 9.
Yeah, but Rotten Tomatoes gave it a more realistic score.
The fuck is this?
Rotten
Octodad?
Tomatoes hates everything.
No, they grade stuff pretty fairly, in all honesty.
I've seen
I usually go
Rotten
for
Tomatoes.
Metacritic more. But what if this is not a good movie. I did not
So,
enjoy it.
lessons learned today. Don't get a room with random people on a forum.
No, do so, but
If anybody out there
At your
knows
own
the man
discretion.
named No.
once
If anybody out there knows the
25
man
times
named
you do
Arrow,
that, it will be a creepazoid, Diggs.
if anybody knows the man named Arrow, we would like his location.
He's probably wanking off to some little Einsteins at this very moment.
Maybe the Fairly Odd Parents. Maybe he changes it up.
I certainly hope so. On a lighter note, I saw 2 movies today. 2 really good movies. One of them was This Is the End.
I want to see that.
That's
How it,
really good.
This
I've
Is
heard
the
it's
End.
good up until the last 20 minutes.
This Is the End is both a hilarious movie and it is painfully unfunny at the same time.
Really?
When a joke hits, it hits hard. When a joke flops, it bounces for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I've heard the movie was all right and it was good enough up until the last 20 minutes that it seems like they didn't know how to actually end it.
The last 20 minutes I actually liked the best out of the whole movie.
That's different from what I'm seeing online. From what I'm seeing, everybody just keeps saying it seems like they didn't know how to end the movie and they kind of just got really stale there at the end.
No, they set it up. That's all I can say without spoiling it. And the other one was the My Little Pony movie. Yay!
Shut up. Go away. You can stop now. Nobody wants
Equestria
to know that.
Girls.
Nobody wants to know that. Nobody cares.
So were you the only older male in the theater?
The theater was about 30 people in the theater. There was about 3 families.
We're the only older male that was African American in the theater.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My dad thinks you're a fag now. I apologize
No
in
problem.
advance.
I get that a lot.
Did
No,
he-
you got to tell him why. Tell him why.
So my cousin was watching My Little Pony on my Netflix that I share with my dad. And he gets home and he sees it and he just calls my phone like, "Were you watching My Little Pony?"
Don't
No,
sell
why?
mine.
Like, no, why? It's on the Netflix. It's probably Josh. Is that just a thing now? Kind of. And then I explained the story of you on the bus with the child and the mother. And he's like, your friend's a fag. So,
What? Oh, okay, I remember that story. Oh,
your friend's a fag. I'm like, yeah, kind of. He's alright sometimes. But now I can't even defend you with the fucking fursuit thing. If I tell him that, he'll shoot you. I guarantee you.
I provided 30 minutes of hilarity.
You did, but
And
that
now you're about to get murdered by a big crazy black man.
he's like a slightly taller, angrier version of me.
That's a scary thought. That is a scary thought.
Run.
Well, yeah. So, any other things to add,
I
gentlemen?
see Man of Steel.
I already saw it. I liked it. I still stand by that I liked it.
You suck, Alex. What did you like about it?
It was just a decent
That's
summer,
right, nothing.
It was a decent summer movie.
It was a what?
A decent summer movie.
No, it wasn't.
As a movie, it's decent. As a Superman movie, not really.
No, it's not.
No, it
With
wasn't.
those zoom in cameras,
I was way too
the washed out colors,
Oh, I've
the-
seen way
the
worse
shoddy
movies.
camera work.
I've seen
best.
far worse movies.
Sure, you've seen worse. That doesn't make this good or anything.
It's a step up.
It's like saying,
Step Up was better.
well, I
Step Up
drank
might
throw
have been
up, so
better.
this oatmeal shot isn't very bad. Like,
It's not throw up. You just
no, it's the
That's
oatmeal
it.
shot.
the oatmeal
The
shot.
oatmeal cookie shot.
Ah,
That sounds not half bad. Somebody give me an oatmeal cookie shot. Let's do it.
it's horrible.
I'll do it right now. I'll do it live.
Blah. Yeah, ready on that. Ugh, brought up memories.
Yeah, it's like saying it's not as bad as throw up, so it's good. No, it's not. It's just not as bad as the other thing.
You know what? You might as well be saying that That's My Boy was a good movie.
No.
No, that's
No,
not.
I
That's not
refuse
even
to take-
equatable.
I refuse to
That's
take
My Boy was an abomination.
everything
human
Adam Sandler
mind.
has made in the past 7 years is an abomination, and he should be shot on sight.
He
No,
doesn't wanna
testicular
go see
cancer.
Grown Ups 2 with me.
We're not going to see. I'm not going to see. You can go see it.
I'm not.
If you go see Grown Ups too, I will stab you personally. I will
We're going.
personally
We
find you
can't
and
though,
stab you.
because as soon as somebody laughs, I gotta leave.
Yes.
I can't handle those
The
people.
trailer came on before This Is the End, and people were laughing.
Oh, jeez,
Oh,
yeah, I
yeah.
can't. Do you remember how we felt with Scary Movie 5?
Yep.
Imagine that threefold.
That was
Oh,
bad.
how was Scary Movie 5? I just saw it.
Ooh.
Jesus, don't see that movie, dude.
Dude,
I just saw the trailers and decided it didn't exist and just
that
moved
movie
on my life.
hurt.
All right, I think we'll end it there, guys.
Yeah.
Gosh, this was a
This
good one.
was a good one.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to the YouTube Editor's Perspective podcast. We will see you next
Hashtag
week.
go see Man of Steel.
Hashtag give me Mike's mom's number.